morning. It's another Monday. It's all go here. They're building something, so there's vehicles with sand and gravel and God knows what coming through. Right, it's Monday morning. I have arrived at the workshop. I've opened up and I was greeted with that. And the power steering fluid is completely empty. So I think we definitely need to change that pump. It was getting very noisy. And I was topping it up quite regularly, and obviously over the weekend or the couple of days it's been sat here, it's dumped its entire contents out. So I've got this TD5 engine up on the lift, off the shelf. So I'm going to pull the power steering pump off that one, and then swap them over. Hopefully this one's better than that one. So I'm just going to disconnect all the rad and stuff, get out of the way, get that pulley off, and then we can get the pump off, and then we've got to do the same to the 90. Joy. Right, bit of happy hardcore on the radio, so let's crack on. Right, so I've taken off the rad cowling. I've also undone the fan with my fan spanner kit that I got at the what show was it, Billing show. Normally I just use a pry bar and a spanner, but this is the right thing. It grips the pulley and then turns the fan. It was nice and easy, so well worth the 10-15 quid, whatever it was. Next, I've undone the 10mm bolts that hold the pulley on while the belt's still tensioned. So they're now loose, so now I can get on the tensioner with a 15, loosen the tensioner and pull the belt off, and then we can undo the pulley and get to the 5 bolts that hold the pump in place. Right, it's all back together. I have tested it, and I have also undone the bleed nipple. You can see it. Oh, try and point it just there. I've undone the bleed nipple on the steering box and it come pouring out of there with no air, so that's fine. Nip that back up. Put the steering side to side, full lock a few times, and just top up the bottle as necessary. So we'll keep an eye on this now and make sure it's not something else that's leaking, but it's not noisy at all, except on the full extreme, which I can understand. And yeah, the other one was noisy all the way through the steering, so fingers crossed we have resolved it, but we'll see. We've got a little bit of fluid from where I've overfilled it and bled the steering box, so we'll just keep an eye on that side. Right, fan back on, fan shroud back on, lunchtime. Right, the Jag's running. I had to steal the battery off of the forklift, which was actually the battery off of the L322, and the wife had recently bought that. So I've fitted that in there. The only issue is the vent is around the other side, the fume vent, so I just need to get an extension and put it that side. But I think that'll do. We'll use this for now, and I'll stick this on the forklift and charge it and see if I can get any life into it. It might be fine on the forklift, just not enough to start this. So I'll put the jump leads on this and it fired straight up, so hopefully this battery will be okay. We'll try and keep it maintained as well. Now we've got this maintenance charger. If it is parked up for any length of time, we can keep it on charge, but I would like to get it cleaned and sort of at least park it in, so keep it inside where it's fairly dust and animal free, as opposed to out there where it's full of bird excrement. So yeah, so I would like to take this to go and get it cleaned, so maybe that's a job for today as well. But yeah, we'll see. Right, let's put this back on the forklift and get this charged up. Right, well, just took out the road for a quick blast. All seems good. I've got no EGR faults now though, but I'm sure they'll reappear. And I've got the MGF on the lift because I've got to go out and do a caliper tomorrow on a TF. And I was just seeing what tools I needed to take with me, so I haven't got to get out there and not have everything I need. So that's going to be tomorrow's job. So next, I've got the new ignition solenoid for the Mini. So I'm going to stick that on because we're going to list it for sale. So it needs to be running and driving. Looks like I've got a low tyre over there as well. So yes, let's get that on. Very simple. I'll show you. Right, new starter solenoid is in. Ugh, it's really hot today, so we shouldn't need choke with any luck. There we go. Well, that works then. Excellent. We now have a running Mini. Well, I've opened the garage this morning and we have success. There is no fluid dripping out, just some stains from before. So jobs are good, I think, for now. Right, excuse me, it's a bit warm today. I have been and done the MGTF caliper. I didn't film it because I'm on the side of a busy road. Now, the reason I had to go and do it was because it was in a garage for MOT, like the normal garage I use. But they've just moved premises. I don't know if I told you before, I had a bit of a delay in getting MOTs done because I was switching between shops. Their new rules and regulations are they won't fit customer supplied parts, and their price, by the time they've had their markup, etc. on it, was too expensive. So I just went and pulled the car out onto the main road, took all the tools with me, as I said yesterday, and done it on the side of the road. So that's all done, but I obviously didn't film much, but that's done. That's now back with them for an MOT. So fingers crossed it goes through this time. It's got handbrake, so we're all good. Next job, I'm going to pull the back of the Defender out, the stuff I've got in there, because I will need to try and make some kind of drawer system or storage system, as opposed to the big plastic crate that's in there. So I'm going to have a little look at that, and then I might carry on with my wall. I've got some more bits to go up, so I might do that. Right, let's get in the back of the Defender. Before I start the Defender, I also got a new vent pipe for the battery, so that now is connected to the old one, so that's safe, so we can forget about that now. Right, so the current setup I've got, or say current, the temporary one that I've been using is a big plastic box in the back. As you can see, it's a bit of a pain. I can get to everything, it's not a problem, but it's just, you know, the ideal thing would be to have something the same height as the wheel arches, so that I can still put stuff in, and then have a flat base to put more stuff in. Well, the normal thing is to put drawers in, but obviously I've got all the air compressors at the back, so I don't need to get that far back, except when I need to work on them. So I can get to the back of this box fine. So I'm thinking just something with doors that open up, and I can put different bits in, and then a board over the top. Maybe I can put that on some gas struts or something, and so that I can lift it, get in. I don't know. But I was going to make something, but then I realised I've got something here already. Hang on. Now, I've got this old wardrobe. I had this in the caravan. I was going to put it on the fire. But I'm thinking, on its back, I can take these handles off and drill holes so I can put my whole finger in to open it. And then with it on the floor, I can put bits and pieces in, etc. I've got a big, obviously a wardrobe door there, so I can put some stuff, big stuff in, and then partitions of little stuff. It's not quite as wide as the gap, but it is almost as long to go all the way over the calipers, over the compressors. So I'm thinking, if I open the bottom up, and then that bottom drawer will open to get to the compressors, and the bottom of that big door will get to the compressors. Maybe I could put another shelf across inside to separate them off. It's a lot deeper. I'd need to cut it. I think it's 22 mil I've got, so I need to cut it all the way around. I mean, it's not the best wood, and obviously if it got wet, it's going to deteriorate, but I'm just thinking this might be an ideal opportunity to make use of it. Or I build a frame and then use these doors or something, I don't know. I don't really need a drawer. I don't need to be able to pull them out. I just need to get to them. And obviously I can reach right over here. When this is obviously, when it's a lot lower, I'll be able to get even better. So let's pull this out and see how that sits in. Yeah, I like recycling. Right, so it's in. So obviously it's cut down shorter, cut down narrower or deeper, cut down, you know, it was deeper, it's been trimmed down. It's not quite wide enough, but we can use that to put stuff down the side. And obviously these doors now open, so it's time to fill it. And then what I'll do is get a piece to go cover the whole lot, I think. And then, yeah, see if we can, I don't know, maybe just this bit and then put it on struts so we can lift it. And maybe that can move over slightly and the struts can screw to the side of that and then lift off that possibly. We'll see how we get on. But yeah, that reused the old wardrobe. And there we go. I've put everything in it. It'll probably all get changed again, but it's just kind of wires, cables, recovery stuff tools and odds and sods, and then bits that are a bit too big to go in the rest. There is a doorbell in there for my friend, but it's in there to remind me to drop it off. So, that number plate is stopping it going down, so maybe we'll pull that number plate out. There we go. So, with the board across the top on hinges, that should be good to go. I think that's a nice cheap way of reusing that wardrobe and save me building some drawers. So, right, next job. Right, well that's my next bit of wall art to go up. Another neon sign. Looks quite cool. Happy with that. Thank you, Mr. Snap-on. Morning. Right, so last night I went round my friend's. When I got home and aired out the Defender to go in the garage, there was a loud bang and the tank emptied itself. So I've now got to go and try and find where that is. I would imagine it's going to be either the main air line from the tank to the switches, or where it joins the PCL valve for the air line on the side of the truck. So let's get underneath it and see what we can find. Right, I can hear air escaping. This is the line for the PCL. Yeah, it's broke through just here. So that's what's gone. So I need to pull this bit of line out and see if I can blank it off. Right, so what I've done is cut that line, fold it over and cable tied it closed. Hopefully that'll give us enough to build up pressure, get some air in the bags, and then we'll be alright to drive to the workshop and resolve it properly. We're building pressure, so that's fine. We should be able to get air in the bags and get ourselves to the workshop. Perfect. Right, I'm just dropping the International back after the weekend, because obviously my power steering was knackered on this, so I couldn't bring it back on the Sunday. So let's get this off the trailer and put it away. Now this has got a little bit of a starter issue. Yeah, I believe it's being done in the next couple of weeks, but basically it doesn't quite engage properly, so you have to be really careful and then maybe take it out and back in. So let's give it a go. Let's put the heat on for 10 seconds. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, make sure we're in neutral, and here we go. Oh, there we go. Fire straight up. No problem with the starter, so let's get it off. And there we are, she's away. Back in with the 6-cylinder Perkins, major over there, and then the Super Dexter in front. Overall, quite a nice collection. And there we go, as you saw in the picture, that's up. My neon signs are up. I just need to get some 7-inch headlights, either just the glass from the original ones or maybe some cheap LED ones, just to, because they're small and flat to go on there. So that's another piece of the wall art sorted out. So we're getting there. Right, today's job, this was MOT'd yesterday, so now I'm going to go and get it valeted, cleaned up, get some photos of it, and stick it on eBay. And I need to take it back to the owner, because obviously I'm just getting it ready to sell for them, so I can drop it back to them once it's listed, and then they can deal with the people who buy it. So let's get this unloaded and get it down the car wash. Right, well, been and got the Jag cleaned because it really needed it, and brought it in here. I forgot how much I love this car after it's been sat for so long. It's definitely coming back out, definitely. So anyway, that's done. The Defender's inside this weekend because the sun's out, so I'm going to take the MG home. And I've had the Mini up on the lift because it is now on eBay, but I thought I'd get some pictures from underneath, so anyone who's looking to buy it can see the underneath. So yeah, that's I think that's this week from the workshop, to be honest. And there she is, all clean, all polished. I come out early this morning, put a coat of polish on it, ready for us to have a little drive out this weekend. The wife's doing a garage sale, so I thought I'd polish it while she was doing that. So yeah, it's looking good. Ooh, just been and picked up some new merch. Black and white shirts with the logo on, which means I no longer have to wear my old threadbare ones. So that's the result. That was well worth getting. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you next week in another video. Ta-ra!